Terraria 1.4 has been out for a few months now, and with it came a whole bunch of new content, including new bosses, new pets, new NPCs, and the Zenith, the strongest weapon in the game. Not only is it the most powerful weapon, but it has the most complicated crafting tree of any item in the game with a total of 16 items required to make it, and all those items happen to be rare swords found throughout your playthrough. Most of these swords are pretty easy to get. From the Starfury, you just have to find it in a chest on a sky island. And you can get the Beekeeper, Meowmere, Starwraith, Seedler, Influx Waver, and Horseman's Blade from bosses. The only swords used to make the Zenith that require crafting themselves are the Terrablade and the Copper Shortsword, making them the most difficult ones to obtain. Although the Terrablade is slightly better than the Copper Shortsword is available to craft very early on in the game, while the Terrablade is a late game item, so it makes sense to get the Copper Shortsword as quickly as possible.
To show you just how easy it is to get the Copper Shortsword, I'm going to start a new character and a new world and walk you through it step by step. So the first thing you're going to want to do when you spawn in is get rid of whatever shitty little starter weapon that you start off with, because when you can get something as good as the Copper Shortsword so early on in the game, it's pointless because what they give you when you start out is just terrible. Alright, now that I'm a little more set up, I'm going to go grind a little bit off camera, and when I come back I'll be able to show you exactly how to get the Copper Shortsword at this early stage of the game. Okay, I'm back. I spent about maybe an hour just getting, basic materials, some loot, just grinding a bit, and now I'm ready to go get the Copper Shortsword. So obviously the first thing you're going to need to do is find some copper. And this might be pretty hard to find. It's obviously not the easiest ore. It's one of the rarer ones. People might not even have it in their worlds. So you're just going to need to dig down until you find some. And then once you do, you just mine it like this. Easy enough. And then once you have all the copper ore you need, it's as easy as going up to a furnace, finding the copper bar, making about a little less than 20, scrolling up, finding the Copper Shortsword, not the broadsword, big difference there, you want to be careful there, and making the Copper Shortsword. And just like that, there you go. You have one of the key ingredients to getting the Zenith.